How's it going, traders? Papa Wall Street back with another weekend review. Today we're going to look at my top sector charts going into next week. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button below so you can get these actionable trade updates and chart updates as soon as they come out. And if you can, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about these videos. If you feel like I'm talking too slow, watch these at 1.5 speed. And keep in mind, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I am merely doing this for educational purposes only. Let's dig into the chart. So we're on the weekly time frame using TrendSpider to do my charting. And let's take a first look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And you could see we came into our COVID low anchored VWAP 3 weeks ago. Bounced last week and put in a spinning top this week right on top of our 236 retracement at 325.45. Yeah, I think if we could hold above this level, then the chances of us testing this 50 simple moving average and the supply zone up above is pretty likely. So yeah, the market still looks like it wants to bounce some more. The good thing is we haven't been pulling back. We're holding some key levels here. We'll take a look at SPY and the Qs next. But yeah, I mean, I don't really follow the DJI really that much in terms of my trading, but always want to throw it into the mix. I think a couple of things to watch for. Watch this declining 21 EMA exponential moving average. I think above that, then the 50 into the supply zone, like I mentioned earlier, is very likely. So let's take a look at SPY. Let me zoom this out a bit. And you can see this was really just to show bounces. So we had, let's take a look at this bounce here. This bounce was, looks like 8.8% over 2 weeks. This bounce here was 12% over 5 weeks. And now so far this week, this bounce is about 9.2% over 2 weeks. So what I'm watching for on SPY, very, very simple. We're watching this 415 level. If we could break over 415, then it definitely sets us for a move back up to the top of this channel. Notice we only have 2 wicks that hit this channel top. So I think if we break the center channel, if we break 415, then it's likely we see a move up to the 21 and up to the 50 and into this supply zone up above. No squeezes here. RSI still looks pretty weak on the bigger time frame, but we did come into this first target zone that we hit. Now, I don't know if the selling is done. This certainly could be an ABC correction and we could be done and we're headed back higher, or it could be something a little more complicated where we put in a lower high off of that high and then we get sent right back down to potentially our target zone 2, which is right into that 200 simple moving average and right into 340. Obviously, that would be a pretty big drop over, under the 380 mark that we hit a couple of weeks ago, but certainly something that we need to keep in mind. So if we lose this target zone, then likely this is where we're headed next. But we'll take it 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time until we potentially get there. Same thing on the Qs. Big level here was 303, then 306. Now we're tapping that 315 right on our COVID low anchored VWAP. Very big level here. Over 315.58, and then likely we could see a move in the next weeks up to 338, right at around our declining 21 simple moving average. This trend line, we had 2 taps right there, 2 taps right there. So naturally, my inclination is that's probably where we head next if we break and hold over 315. Last but not least, on the major averages as IWM, very similar to the rest of the market. We've seen a nice 2-week bounce. This week, obviously spinning top right under our 382 retracement at 187.69. So you look at the declining 21 simple moving average, how it acted as resistance here, how it acted as resistance here, and acted as resistance here once we broke underneath it. So really for the small caps, the key is, can we get up to the 21 exponential moving average, and can we break above it? And if we can, then we can probably target that 50 simple moving average to the upside. All right, let's take a look at the dollar index. I think this has been pretty key. I did mention a couple of weeks ago, watch the breakdown under 103.90. That's what we've seen for 2 weeks. This week had a bit of a piercing candle to the downside, but failed to break down and closed right at the middle of the prior week's middle candle. So yeah, I think, in order for the market to move higher, we need to see a declining strength in the dollar. This is a nice inverse play. If you see the dollar showing strength, then naturally the market should be going down. So keep a close eye on the dollar index. So let's take a look at some sectors that have been showing some relative strength over the last 7 trading days. So it's not really something I take a look at, that often, but can't, help but notice the strength in Chinese names. Baba, Baidu, Techie, JD, Pinduoduo, coming into that declining 21 exponential moving average and also into this down trend line. So again, not really a sector I'm in love with. I think there's still a lot of risk in the Chinese names, but again, if we could break over that 21 exponential moving average and break over that down trend line, then I think it opens up a move to potentially the top of this supply zone. Let me anchor this properly. And you could see there's a pretty big move up to the 50 and then up to the 200. So keep a close eye on Chinese names over the next couple of weeks. Next up, we're seeing a lot of strength in cloud computing names in the last couple of weeks. So nice big bounce here. I'd like to see this back over the flattening 200 simple moving average here in red. But here's some of the names that I would be watching. I know MDB was a name that a lot of day traders and scalpers had a lot of success on this past week. So maybe a name that you should keep a close eye on in the coming weeks. Also, I've been eyeing semiconductors. Had some really good trades on AMD on Wednesday. So, also NVIDIA had a nice move. Micron still lagging, but keep a close eye on semiconductors as we approach our declining 21 I keep saying simple moving average, 21 EMA, and our 50 simple moving average here. Also have a nice volume shelf set up here if we anchor to our COVID low candle here. So yeah, just keep a close eye on semiconductors and some of these names in the coming week or two. Solar has also been seeing a really nice run over the last 3 weeks. We put a trade idea out a couple of weeks ago on ENPH. That had a beautiful close through 200 on Friday. I think Run also is seeing some dark pool and options flow. So you could see back here and here, these breaks on 50 RSI put us on pretty nice runs. It's exactly what we're seeing here with a TTM squeeze setup. So keep a very close eye on solar names coming up, specifically ENPH and Run. Energy, no need to go over this. Still showing a lot of relative strength in this market. Another higher close on the weekly candle. COP and CVX, really nice trade setups. We're in both of those trades. So continue to watch energy as we come into the summer weeks and months. Energy prices, I feel, will still stay elevated. Here's utilities. I did highlight utilities a few weeks ago. We've had a lot of these declines that have been showing nice bounces, and so far in this bounce we're seeing about 7.5%. So watch as utilities, they put in an inside week last week. Watch to see if we come up to the top side of that inside week and see if we challenge the prior week's highs at 75.27. But yeah, the utilities also showing some nice relative strength, and also seeing a nice bounce in consumer discretionary. Let me see if I have the chart on that. I don't have the makeup of the consumer discretionary, but you can just do a quick search on XLY and see what the makeup and the holdings of that is. So keep a close eye as consumer discretionary shows a little bit of strength. So those are the top sectors that I'm going to be watching. Keep an eye out for my top tech chart video. That should also be out shortly after this video. Yeah, listen, just the market, again, continuing to show some relative strength here. Let's just keep an eye on some of these sectors and take a look at that other video to see some of the names. And if you want my top 20 chart ideas, I'm going to leave a link down below to join my community. I do a private video for them where I do the top 10 to 15 names, but because there's so much relative strength in the market right now, I've expanded it to 20 names this week that we're watching. I think there's 17 new ideas and 3 prior week carryovers that have either triggered or just about to trigger to the upside. So yeah, I'll leave a link down below if you're interested in that. And yeah, appreciate you watching. Like I said earlier in the video, if you like this content, please subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, please hit that like button below. And if you feel like you like this content or some of these ideas, or if you don't, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to have a conversation with you. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll catch you in the markets on Monday.